Now at 6, authorities capture a second escaped inmate from a Berry County, Missouri jail. Plus,
the Greenbush Summer Kids Camp is encouraging their campers to step outside of their comfort zone. I'm Jalen Banks with more on the story.
And Festival of the Arts begins in Pittsburgh. We're going to tell you about how Pitt State participated.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Authorities today arrested a second inmate who escaped from the Berry County, Missouri jail earlier this month. This is KOAM News at 10. The Berry County Sheriff's Office says Matthew Crawford was arrested in Springfield. Crawford is the second of 3 escaped inmates to be caught. Christopher Blevins was arrested last week near Casper, Wyoming. Authorities are still searching for Lance Stevens. If you know anything about his whereabouts, you are asked to contact police. Police have opened an investigation to determine who helped an area hit-and-run suspect elude authorities for more than a week. Saturday night, Independence, Kansas officers arrested Brian Metzger for a suspicion of attempted murder. Authorities accused Metzger of intentionally hitting another man with a car on June 2nd. Authorities had arrested 2 people for felony interference in this case on June 7th. Police say they're now seeking search warrants to gather more evidence and expect to make more arrests. Let's check in with Nick Kelly for a first look at the weather.
And boy, it was the same weather story for yet another day, Dowe. After a hot and humid day to wrap up the weekend, it looks nice from 7th and range line. But the numbers tell an ugly story if you're not a fan of these temperatures. 79 for the low this morning, the high 95, and with the humidity, it felt like we were well in the triple digits earlier today. That's why we had a lot of heat advisories, even some excessive heat warnings in effect. Those expired at 8 o'clock, but they're going back into effect the heat advisories for Lynn, Bates, and St. Clair County tomorrow afternoon and lasting until 7. It's all because of this upper level ridge. It is still in control and it is having an impact on temperatures right now, quite frankly. Lower to middle 80s still out there now. Still feels like near 90 thanks to the humidity that's still up there. This time around, I do think we can go back into the upper 70s, but still another warm and muggy start to our day ahead. And then right back into the lower 90s with a good south wind to keep us hot and humid for the day ahead. Dow, rain chances couldn't scrub out the heat. Latest in a bit.
All right, we'll see you then. With this heat being what it is, it's important to not stay outside for too long to avoid health issues like heat stroke. To help, the city of Joplin is opening cooling stations to the public. And those locations include City Hall, the City Health Department, the Dr. Donald Clark Public Safety Center, and the Joplin Athletic Center. They're open from 8 in the morning to 5 p.m. on Wednesdays, and you can find a map of area cooling stations on our website. That's KOAMnewsnow.com. A portion of Joplin's Rangeline Road is set to close in just over a month. Work has been progressing on the bridge project near 29th Street. The work is to replace the railroad bridge with one that's higher to accommodate trains. The new bridge will also include sidewalks. Crews have been working to relocate utilities around the bridge, and on July 18th, that bridge is going to close to traffic. The closure is expected to last about 87 days, and that has at least one business owner concerned.
Northern end of Joplin, Webb City, Carthage, Carterville area, Carl Junction. So it's going to be a big impact. Hopefully they're going to let me have some access to the street in front of me, but people are just going to have to learn how to loop around and detour to me.
MoDOT says the road is scheduled to reopen on November 1st ahead of the holiday shopping season, although some other cosmetic work might be ongoing. Another future project is in the works in Joplin from MoDOT. MoDOT is taking public comment for work on 7th Street from Schifferdecker to Rangeline. The work is slated for late 2024 and could include things like pavement improvements, traffic flow improvements, sidewalk improvements. Officials say the work is a long time coming.
It's pretty exciting to have a project. I know it's been a need for a long time. The project has been out there, it's been on our radar, it just hasn't been funded. So this new funding we've come into with the extra federal money and then the Missouri gas tax increase has allowed us to go ahead and put this on the program to get it built.
MoDOT has budgeted about $30 million for that project. The Greenbush Summer Camp is underway, and it's encouraging campers to grow, work with one another, and have fun. KOAM's Jalen Banks has more.
This week, the Greenbush Summer Kids Camp has over 40 campers, and they're incorporating activities to accomplish 3 things: to do something outside of your comfort zone, kindness and teamwork, and to most importantly, have fun.
So for me, every single day of camp, if we're meeting those 3 goals, I think that gives every person, every staff, every camper some purpose and some joy in what we're doing.
The campers will participate in archery, canoeing, multiple science classes, high and low rope courses, and a multitude of other things to achieve those goals. The camp also serves as a training ground for college students, giving them an opportunity to teach and work with the campers. Audrey Korn, a recent Pitt State grad, has worked at the camp for 4 years and says the camp has helped her grow into the teacher she will be.
Incorporating many different learning styles in one activity or one lesson. So whether that be using visual aids such as like the computer or like a PowerPoint, and then giving questions or writing on the board, having them write things down, doing hands-on things, and having them do the hands-on activity while they're doing it is a big way to just help touch base in their brains of like, oh, these are different things, and like putting it in different perspectives for them.
In Girard, Kansas, at the Greenbush Summer Kids Camp, Jalen Banks, KOAM News.
That camp's available for students from K through 8th grade and runs through Thursday. Walmart and Sam's Club employees are rallying together for a good cause. Starting today, the retail chain began their annual fundraising campaign to benefit Children's Miracle Network at Freeman Health Systems. Fundraiser across the nation has totaled $1 billion over its lifetime. More than $164,000 going toward Freeman Health Systems alone in 2021.
So the impact we want to see is that the money is spent wisely, and we see the kids using the equipment that is provided by the local hospitals and their programs. So that is very important to us.
Sam's Club in Joplin raised $61,000 last year, making it the top Sam's Club in the nation. A local organization is helping kids take part in extracurricular activities. The Alliance of Southwest Missouri is offering a program called Full Potential. It offers assistance to area students in the form of money to pay for registration fees and equipment, as well as transportation. Officials say this program makes sure every child has a chance to reach their full potential.
When youth can get involved at an early age in any kind of sport or extracurricular activity, they're more likely to finish high school and also emerge from high school drug-free. And that really goes back to our mission here at the Alliance of wanting to promote happy, healthy families.
The Alliance offers resources to kids and their families in Jasper, Newton, Barton, and McDonald counties. Coming up, as a portion of a local highway is renamed to honor veterans, we hear from a retired veteran who helped make that happen, and how Missouri gun legislation could challenge federal laws. Thanks to a Carl Junction veteran, a stretch of 171 is now named to honor those who served. Missouri legislators last month passed a bill to name a section of the Atomic Veterans Memorial Highway. U.S. Navy veteran Clayton Bernie Crosby worked for years to push that legislation. The National Association of Atomic Veterans recognized veterans who were exposed to radiation during atomic bomb tests.
I'd be happy to go any place and talk about my experience. Every veteran that serves has experience. They have something that they can tell that I can't. We all have a story that needs to be told, but a lot of veterans don't talk about it.
Crews are still working on the official signage for that name change. The city of Columbus is hosting a special election tomorrow. Voters are going to decide whether to renew the 0.5% sales tax that's been in place since 1997. Sales tax goes toward the fire and police department, water and sewer drainage, and other utilities. We're going to have our election results tomorrow evening, KOAM News at 10. And be sure to download the KOAM News app for all your election needs. You can also go to our website for election information at koamnewsnow.com/elections. The website is going to include resources for all of the 4 state areas, such as polling places, deadlines, dates, and you can even check to see if you're registered to vote. Once again, That's KOAMnewsnow.com/elections. A bipartisan group of U.S. senators has agreed on a narrow set of gun safety measures they hope to get through Congress. It's being hailed as a major breakthrough in the decades-long battle of gun control. But as Joe Hickman reports, it also could result in the first major test for Missouri's Second Amendment law.
Over the weekend, 10 Republican U.S. senators, including Roy Blunt, joined 10 Democrats in a bipartisan agreement on a series of gun violence measures that some are calling the most significant legislative attempt to address the problem since the 1990s. The plan, which still faces congressional approval, would give incentives for states to set up red flag laws that would allow courts to take away guns from people deemed dangerous. It would also make major investments in mental health, suicide prevention, and school safety, which was Blunt's key point of support. It would prevent domestic violence offenders from purchasing guns and would set up a mandatory review of juvenile and mental health records for gun buyers under the age of 21. But considering the deep partisan division over gun measures and the political stakes involved, Tom Carver, a Springfield attorney for 50 years and member of the U.S. Supreme Court Bar, says the only thing to be sure of is
there'll undoubtedly be lawsuits filed.
And Missouri could very well be right in the middle of it, because last June the state enacted the Second Amendment Preservation Act that bans state and local police officers from enforcing any federal laws that go beyond state statutes.
And at the end of the day, you can really only serve one master, and our local law enforcement has one law to worry about, and that is Missouri law.
It's very obvious that this is stupid, frankly, but all to make a political statement of, hey, we're Missouri, we value our guns.
Several gun advocacy groups rank Missouri among the most lenient states in the country in terms of gun protection laws. As in the Show Me State, a license is not required to buy or own a gun. There are no state-required background checks or registrations. You can conceal and carry without a permit, and there are no ghost gun regulations. So, Carver expects Missouri to be taking any new federal gun laws to court.
Some politicians will be involved in litigation just because they think it's a good campaign move for them. There are others who will consider it is too restrictive for the gun culture in Missouri.
And when it comes to finding a reasonable solution for both sides,
reason may have left the room a long time ago.
A little later, we visit the Festival of the Arts in Pittsburgh.
But first, we'll see if we can get any relief from the heat and humidity through this week when we come back. It was downright hot and humid once again, just like we wrapped up the weekend, but at least the view from Indigo Sky outside of Seneca, Missouri, the live shot, and throughout the course of the day kept things pretty quiet, and at least the entire area stayed quiet as this new work week got underway. But temperatures more of the same. After mid-90s the other day for highs, we dropped back only near 80 degrees this morning and back into the mid-90s once again with a lot of humidity making it feel like we were well into the triple digits. That resulted in a lot of heat advisories and excessive heat warnings for parts of northeast Oklahoma for sure. But even though we're going to back off a little bit from the heat and humidity tomorrow, only just, we still have heat advisories that will keep going on for Lynn, Bates, and St. Clair County until 7 o'clock as we go into Tuesday evening. 7th range line, it looks nice, but it does not feel nice if you are not a fan of these temperatures. 83 right now in Joplin. Feels like 89 with that dew point still muggy at 73 degrees. Lower to middle 80s. That's the safe range of temperatures across the board. But everybody feels like we're in the upper 80s to near 90 at the extreme with all this humidity still in place. On the plus side, though, if you didn't want any thunderstorms, none of the heat and humidity resulted in that throughout the course of the day. I do want to bring your attention to our next cold front out to the west. That's what could try to bring slight rain chances our way within the next few days at least. We just have to wait for this upper level low in the northern Rockies to push that front along. We just need to also wait for this upper level ridge to kind of break down and shift around. Then that's when we'll see that front try to change things up by the time we get into late Wednesday. In the short term, though, that upper ridge is in control. That keeps us mostly clear through the night. And that good south wind means temperatures don't drop off much, only back into the upper 70s again for your Tuesday morning. And then looking okay for tomorrow. At the very least, it'll look okay, but 78 in the morning, 88 by noon. At least a little bit of a drop in temperatures with highs near 93, and with some lower humidity, it might feel like the mid to upper 90s throughout the day tomorrow. And we'll do it again for your Wednesday. We'll start out with upper 70s in the morning, back in the lower 90s. Then there's the cold front. by Wednesday evening. It's not going to sweep on through, but it's going to come just close enough for slight thunderstorm chances to try to make a run for parts of the area. If they can survive and impact parts of the area, I don't think they'll be too strong or severe, something that we'll watch. But it's, again, all because that upper level ridge will break down. That's what will allow that front to park itself nearby for Thursday and Friday with slight rain chances. Then that front washes out, and this upper level ridge will just maintain control as we go into the coming weekend. So what does that mean temperature wise? Well, at least we don't have any mid-90s on the board, but it's still going to be hot just the same. 93 tomorrow, lower 90s through the rest of the stretch, including Father's Day's high of 90 degrees. But those overnight lows now, it's going to be just warm and muggy for the next few nights, but hopefully by Saturday morning we can get the lows back near 70.
That'll be welcome anyway. It's not cool enough, but it's something.
Yeah.
Thanks. Hey, jazz was alive and well today in Pittsburgh. Listen to this. Pitt State hosted the Summer Kicks Jazz Band for a performance as part of the Festival of the Arts. The band is made up of area musicians, including PSU faculty, students, and community members. Performance was at the Bicknell Family Center for the Arts. There are more performances planned for the rest of this week. If your signal of KOAM or Fox 14 gets kind of glitchy this week, believe it or not, that is a sign of progress. It's going to be because we're going to be broadcasting from a lower temporary antenna while a new crew installs a new, more technically advanced antenna at the very top of this tower. It's the final step in our More Power project. It's going to allow some viewers who previously lost our signal to get us again. If all goes according to plan, we're going to be back up and stronger than ever by the end of June. Jacob here now with sports. Busy day today for the Joplin Outlaws.
The Outlaws on the field early this morning for day one of their youth baseball camp. Then they turn around and face Jefferson City this evening at Joe Becker Stadium. We're going to talk about both after this. Today is a busy day for the Joplin Outlaws. The Outlaws hit the field this evening against the Jefferson City Renegades. First, though, the team was up early this morning hosting their annual youth camp at Joe Becker Stadium. Now, around 70 local youth baseball players showed up for day one of camp this morning. Now, those athletes spent the day working on fundamentals of the game with both Outlaws players and coaches. For the team, today was all about passing on their love for the game and giving back to the fans that come out and support them every night.
I really do hope that they take away the sense of just joy of being with these kids. You know, at their age, they fell in love with the game at this time too, so I hope they take it seriously and they help these kids out.
That's why we're scooting back. We're going to use our legs, all right?
The city of Joplin does a great job of supporting us, and then we got to do our part and give back.
On me, balls on this side, balls on this side.
I'm from California, so it's different out there compared to over here. But I mean, it's real nice to get to connect with all these kids and just see how their lives are and help them, you know, try to aspire to play baseball.
Day two of camp will be tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. at Joe Becker Stadium. All kids 12 and under, by the way, get in free to Outlaws home games. Now, to tonight's game, the Outlaws host Jefferson City tonight after facing them on the road last night. We'll pick it up bottom of the fourth. Former Pittsburgh Purple Dragon Caden Bressler drives it out to right. Two-run double for Bressler. Outlaws go up 5-4. Later on, same inning, it's Michael Long. Sends it out to center field. Not a hit, but deep enough for Corey Siracusa to tag and score from third. 5 runs in the fourth for Joplin, puts them up 6-4. They would keep the bats going here in the fifth. Garrett Chun, big swing here, puts it up and out to right for the solo home run. This game actually still going. Outlaws lead at 11-9 in the top of the ninth. In the major leagues, the St. Louis Cardinals open a series tonight against the division rival Pittsburgh Pirates. Now, the Cardinals are fresh off a series win over Cincinnati, taking 2 out of 3 against the Reds. Lefty Zach Thompson gets his first career start tonight for St. Louis. Pirates were all over him early. Diego Castillo hammers a solo homer to left. Pittsburgh, with the H, goes up 1-0. They would score 5 on Thompson in the first 5 innings. Then the Cards offense gets going. 6th inning, Brendan Donovan to the right field corner. That's a 2-run double. Cardinals on the board within 3. Then same inning, Dylan Carlson with runners on the corners ties the game up. Homer out to right center makes it 5-5. St. Louis rallies to beat the Pirates tonight 7-5. As for the Kansas City Royals tonight, they're on the road against the San Francisco Giants, aiming for their 4th win in 6 games. Right now, it's a good one, tied 2-2 in the top of the 6th. Tonight is Game 5 of the NBA Finals between the Boston Celtics and Golden State Warriors. Now, the series is tied at 2 games apiece coming into the night, and this one definitely a big one this evening. The winner of Game 5 in a 2-2 series goes on to win this series 82% of the time in the NBA. Right now, it's a 10-point game with the Warriors leading 89-79 with about 5 minutes to go in the 4th. Former Kansas Jayhawk Andrew Wiggins having a nice night for Golden State with 22 points. And that's it for sports. We're back with more news after this.
Take time now to honor a local veteran. Richard Stice served in the U.S. Army Air Corps in 1946. His hometown, Oswego, Kansas. And we're proud to salute Sergeant Richard Stice, a 4-state hero. Well, I hope you like hot, because whether you do or not, that's what we have ahead of us this week.
Yeah, believe it or not, there are some that like it. Then they'll love this forecast, especially tomorrow with highs back near 93. At least a little bit cooler and a little less humid, but these lower 90s are going to stick with us, even with slight rain chances by the middle of the week.
Final sports note.
We had a number of local baseball players earn Missouri All-State honors, McDonald County, Webb City, Lamar. You can check them all out on the sports page on our website.
Congratulations to all. Thanks for joining us. We're going to leave you with more video of a performance from the Festival of the Arts in Pittsburgh. Let's make it a great tomorrow.